Hi, Stephen. I am going to your site. Glad to see that you have something working, and I'm also very happy to see you're using your own name. You will use that for years. Okay. Your front page looks good, and again, remember I'm on a laptop, and this is sort of my default window. I haven't stretched it out at all. So, home doesn't do anything for me, so I'm going to go to contact. And again, it's your giant logo area right here. This is all above the fold. And if I was a art director and this is, and I'm trying to hire people for a job and this is what I came up with, I'm not sure I would scroll down. So consider, this seems appropriate for the home, but once I get somewhere else, maybe have your logo zip up to the top left and then put all your other information above the fold. That's how they term that. So I would scroll down if I wanted to do that, obviously. But again, your portfolio is way down there, but your logo is so huge. I might get sick of doing this real fast, just to be honest with you. So instead, even with your portfolio, think about moving your logo all the way up, somewhere up, and make it small. And then put some of your very best work in the top half of the page. Because trust me, if somebody is considering you for a job, they're not going to be gentle. They're not going to be kind. They're going to look to see, are you creative? Do you have an attention for detail? Can you be trusted with my project? You don't want to make them work for it. So again, think about what your best work is. I think I think this typography is super good and it shows creativity and it shows a skill that not a lot of people have. This looks good. Let me see how it works. And for half the page, you've got all this type instead of really showcasing your work. So consider making all this half the size and really getting the work up there. If I'm a creative director, I'm not going to read any of this. I'm just going to look at your work. I'm going to see, does this guy understand layout? Yes. Does this guy understand typography? And my answer is going to be no, because you have two widows. Is this guy a good illustrator? Yes, that's fun. I like that. But I might not hire you for typography. So the viewer now has to go all the way back to that grid instead of a next button. Consider at least putting left and right next buttons in there. So you're kind of making me work for it. So it goes all the way back to this page, and I have to scroll down. All right, at least these are above the fold. I still think this is too much type. I'm not going to read it. I'm a busy creative director. I just want to see if I can trust you with my project. So you do have buttons, and this looks really beautiful, very capable, super professional. But I would not know that I need to click on these to see close-ups because they don't look like buttons. I do have my magnifying glass. I don't know. I think you need to work on your interface, make it a little more user-friendly. Too much type, I'm not going to read it. I don't care. And then you have too much type in this letter too. You really want to make it all about this logo, which I've seen before. I think is really good. All right, Stephen, I think I made my point. I think you want to make it more about your work and more about the easy user experience. You want to make it easy for them to go from image to image to image. You don't want to make them scroll unless it's like a fun activity, like an experimental site, or you want to encourage the viewer to go down. You could put a little widget in there that says scroll. And as far as interactivity, yeah, I see you have a roll over there. That's nice. And again, you want to put all your best work at the very top. So that is my experience with your site. I do think, as far as working, it works well. Just think you need to think a little bit more about the viewer. Think about the sites that you love the most and how they work, and how can you apply that to your own. Let me know if you have any questions.